Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Palmisano here, and I got a good one for you today. This is the top 5 rock concert opening songs. So, not all music is created equal, right? There's a reason jazz clubs are small, so you can hear every little note. And there's a reason that AC/DC tours around in football stadiums and baseball stadiums, because the cannons, right? The kick has got to make it all the way back. So this is my top 5. Now I know a lot of you are going to disagree, so feel free to leave your list in the comments, and know that I have purposefully omitted some very obvious choices because they will block this video. So if you know who I'm talking about, you can drop it in the comments, but I shall not whisper their name. Now, the criteria is very simple. These are stadium bands, okay? Stadium bands. These are bands that thrive in open air environments, okay? So there's a lot of songs that are great openers, but they are not played by bands that, generally speaking, you see them in open air environments, okay? 2, they have to have crowd participation. That's the key. All the greatest openers have something that involves the crowd, okay? 3, these have to be absolutely epic. They have to have an epic story, an epic thing. Something has to be huge about it. And finally, super duper hits. These are melodies, hooks that are unstoppable. These are forces of nature. So we're going to jump right in. If you want my actual notes and you want the full 45-ish minute video where I play the parts and show everything that makes these songs the best opening rock concert songs of all times, that is for subscribers at GuitarGate, for all you guitar players out there. It's the first link in the description, and I'll probably pin it. So, without further ado, number 1. I named them in this intro. We're going to have to start with AC/DC, Thunderstruck. Now, this is live at River Plate 2009. I was going to do Donington, but it got blocked. So we'll see if this one doesn't. Now, here's what to pay attention for. You start with the hi-hat and the lick and the crowd chant right off the bat, okay? It's all about how you layer in, how you bring the crowd up, okay? Then, it starts with that intro. Okay, we all know the iconic intro. It goes from B major to E minor. Then it switches to B mixo, right? The kick comes in on the 2 and 4. Then the bass starts driving 4 times. Then the vocals and the rhythm guitar come in at the same time. And then you got the verses, and then everybody comes in. That whole thing takes about 2 minutes. Here we go. I'll talk you through it. Right? The crowd participation. Thunder on 2 and 4. So the kick is where the snare typically is. There's your bass. Rhythm guitar when he comes in. Look at the ocean of people. Just vamping on beat.
I was caught in the middle of a railroad track. Got around and I knew there was no turning back.
Melody straight from the root.
My mind raced and I thought, what could I do?
Root flat 3, flat 7 root.
Then I knew there was no help
right? Second guitar.
Yeah.
There's the snare.
Come me apart.
It's all the build.
Too big. Thunderstruck.
And the bounce. Everybody.
Broke down the highway. Broke the limit.
What can you say? Any one of these could easily be number one. These are not in a specific order, but you really can't argue against AC/DC Thunderstruck as being the best opening experience of any rock show. I mean, you just can't. But we're going to try. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the boss. Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA. Now, this song, you might think that this is a super patriotic, pro-America song. I would advise you to look a little deeper into the lyrics and think about how he is starting this show in Mexico with this song. Think about it. Now, here's what to pay attention for. This song is also in B, okay? So Thunderstruck was in B, Born in the USA is in B, all right? He counts it off. Now, the kicks on every other one, snare on 2 and 4, heavy backbeat, and you got the keys playing just the roots of the chord and the melody, which is starting from the 5th, right? It's 5, 4, and a 6 up there, okay? And what that does is that stays out of the way, right? This, if you're in B, your 5 is F sharp, right? Right? 5, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. It stays out of the way of the thirds, right? When you're playing in these big environments, huge sound, having a third that beats, especially with heavy distortion, does not make it back to the grass. It just doesn't do it. There's a reason these songs are built and structured the way they are. And this one, with its distinctively 5th-based melody and the keys coming in with the backbeat, is just one of the most iconic openings of all time. Take it in. Here we go. 55 seconds.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Big Max Weinberg. Crowd chanting. Let the crowd do it. Love that little bluesy run there. Everybody. When I used to play in the cover band scene, we used to call these crowd killers. Doesn't matter where you are, who you're with, what the audience looks like. You play these songs, it's a hit. Grandma, kids, doesn't matter. Black, white, old, young, religious, it doesn't. It works, right? These stadium anthems, there's something to them. There's a formula there. And that's what we're on the search for. Next on the list, Metallica. Enter Sandman. Now, again, when I was in the cover band days, total crowd killer. Total crowd killer. Whether you opened it or closed, I mean, it was heads right off, right? Now, this is from Donington, 91, and they open. Now, they always start with that symphonic opening, Ecstasy of Gold, right? But then here's what to pay attention for. Again, the layering, the progression to build the intensity to when you finally get to the verse. The riff starts with the hi-hat on the offbeats, right? With the main riff. And again, E minor, big open guitar tunings, right? The bass and toms come in at the same time for 4 times. Then the guitar comes in, and each cycle through, they add one note, and then they add another note. Then the full beat comes in, and then you finally get to the verse. And it's just power, 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 power. Just imagine being there and seeing Pantera the same day. Offbeat. Right? The anticipation. Bass and drums. But just the toms. Guitar. Starting adding a note. Two notes. There's your snare. Everybody bring it up. Look at that ocean of people. Again, not all music is created equal. There's a time and a place for everything. But these songs from these bands, I mean, it is searing all the way to the back. It's simple and it's on purpose and it's powerful. Again, vocal melody, it's just straight up. It's a blues-based, root, based melody. Just E minor, pentatonic. Dun dun dun, but dun dun, but dun 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 dun, but dun, right? Super memorable and simple, but all packaged together with the purpose of sending it deep into the hills. You can't, in my opinion, have a list without Enter Sandman. Next up, this one maybe you saw coming. I hope you saw it coming. But as far as the overall experience, the show, what you're seeing, and how this band opened concerts after their landmark album, The Wall, could there be anything more epic, frankly, than In the Flesh, ? By Pink Floyd? Now, I could have chosen an old Pink Floyd version. I could have chosen the Scorpions doing it. Right? You know that opening? But I chose Roger Waters from the Wall video just because the video is so epic. It's so epic. I had to choose this one, okay? Now, here's what to pay attention for. I love this. Starts in a 12/8 kind of vibe, right? It's got a little swagger to it. Now, the plane comes crashing in. E minor up, staggered hits, single notes, by the way. These are not power chords. When you have heavy distortion, heavy gain, loud tube power amps, and you're playing in a huge open air environment, the less input, meaning the less notes that you play on the guitar, equates to much higher bloom from the amplifier. That's why power chords are a thing with rock bands, right? Because you start getting that third in there, it starts to beat and it screws everything up and it just gets all muddied up there. So you do the power chords, but when you want it really heavy, really to send it, single notes, baby. Let the keyboards or anything else in the upper register, let them get the thirds going on, okay? But you're down here at the bottom with the bass playing single notes. You're walking straight up E minor, right? E, F sharp, G, A, B, C. Now, once you get there, okay, it's you you go through this progression where the keys are doing these little off hits. Then it builds with the bass sticking on D, right? The roots of these triads go up in D minor. The roots, mind you. But the triads stay major throughout. D, E, F, all major, eventually getting to A major. And that's where it brightens up. You get the iconic riff, single note still with bends. Nothing heavier than a single note bent with endless sustain. Before it finally, the skies part. And you get to hear Roger just sing over an A and a D, a 1 to a 4, nice and clean, nice and buttery. So you think you'd like to go to a show? So killer. Take it. Look at the wall. E minor lift. Over an E major chord. Single notes. Build. D. E major triad over D. F major triad over D. Back to E, right? Bring it up. Up to G. Now to A. Crowd singing the riff. So iconic. Harmonized in major thirds. Or just in thirds. He's got his jacket on. He's got to get his shades now. He's got to get his shades. How are you going to be a full fascist without the jacket and shades? I ask you. Will they listen? And my favorite part, you might think this is in 4. I want you to count to 12 here. Watch him when he hits to go to a show, right? You could easily miscount that and incorrectly feel when the chord changes. And watch his body just ever so gracefully lean into it like only a Brit can. Class.
So yeah, thought you might like to go to the show.
Unstoppable. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, last, but certainly, in no universe could this ever be the least. I picked for this one to go last for one reason and one reason only. Because it's explicit. So if you have kids, if you're not into that type of thing, you can go ahead and turn it off. But this list could never, ever, ever in a million years not be finished with War Pigs. Black Sabbath. With Ozzy on the thing. And you know Ozzy, the heaviest dude in this whole list, he's the one that smiles the whole time. Don't you ever forget that about Ozzy. There's a reason he's the man and beloved by so many people in this dark genre. That dude always has a smile on his face. There is nowhere he'd rather be. And of all the musicians that I've ever seen, that they all say, I love you all, at every show, he's one of the only ones that I ever really, truly believed he was speaking to me. Here's what to pay attention. You start with the mighty Bill Ward, swinging hard in a almost a funeral march in 12/8. Could be a slow 6. Point is, subdividing by 3. This is a slow triplet feel here, right? Now, the siren to let you know what's happening. He comes in, huge power chords, bass and drums are doing fills, but Tony Iommi, in perhaps the heaviest move in metal, starts this song once, E to D. The E is a power chord, the D is a single blooming note. Now they are tuned down to E flat, I go through over all this in the long video on Guitargate if you want all the dirty details. But that D, it just blooms with those big Laney amps, right? And just sends it out. But the second time he comes back up to the E, what does he do? He plays the heaviest thing of all. He goes, that, ladies and gentlemen, is your open 6-string E. I know it sounds like E flat, with a major third that he susses out. And it's the only time in the song that you get it. But if you're paying attention, that is what makes it. Third time through, he pushes up right past it to the 5th, establishes the power chord tonality, which is going to stay with it for the rest of the thing. And then they go into the most iconic, without a doubt, in my opinion, call and response from the audience, artist to audience, in music history. And it switches to a 4/4 time. We abandon the 12/8. It sings up the E minor melody, the E minor scale, bun dun bun dun bun dun dun dun, and then the audience responds and descends down. Simple, powerful, endless space, purposeful, right? This is the formula to an epic stage opening. That, and you rise from the ground with fire and smoke. Of course. To the side. Enjoy it. 4 points. Look at it. Every time. Right there. Hear that major third? That wouldn't work up here, right? You gotta have the open string with it. And Bill Ward keeping his own time. Everybody waits. Everybody waits. Up the scale.
Generals gathered in their masses.
Respond down.
Evil minds that plot destruction.
Look at it.
In the fields, the bodies
Start to add a little flavor.
Death and hatred
Bill
to
Ward.
mankind. Oh Lord, yeah.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my top 5 greatest of all time rock concert opening songs. Played by the bands that used these songs to actually play them live, right? I mean, incredible stuff. Here are my key takeaways, and then I'm going to do some honorable mentions, okay? And by the way, again, for all you guitar players out there, if you take my lessons and courses over at Guitargate, the whole 45-minute video where I show you all these parts and describe what makes the individual parts add up to this formula, the iconic things that make it so epic. Click the link. That's in there for you, and you can get these notes. But here's the thing. Open strings and guitar-centric keys. These are all in E or B or A. Okay? The theme of all these songs is something bigger than any one of us. But it's one person. It's sung by one person singing directly to you, right? That's required. It's epic. You need an epic theme for epic music, okay? Now, they all have simple drums, incredibly powerful, meant to send, not busy. Cannot stress that enough. Simple, powerful, not busy drums. Cannons, right? Cannons. Now, some honorable mentions now. Tool, Enema, LaGrange, ZZ Top, We Will Rock You. I mean, Kiss. You ever seen how Kiss opens a show? I can't believe that wasn't on the list. Other Ozzy. I Don't Know. He used to open tons of shows with I Don't Know. That's hard to beat. Rush, Spirit of the Radio. Hello. How about a little Motley Crue? Kickstart My Heart. And on and on and on. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found this entertaining. Again, if you want to dive deep into more of what makes these songs so epic, click the link in the description for all you Guitar Gate subscribers. It's over there for you. Please subscribe. Please share. It really helps me. It helps with the algorithm juice. And again, get out there. See some live music. Aren't you ready? Aren't you ready? Rock and roll is not dead. It's coming back, baby. Cheers.